Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of this F125 Wheel of Chaos career mode. We got our revenge in the last episode when we went to Mexico City. We had a fantastic weekend overall, considering I was not able to see any of the UI that showed up on screen during the race. I was able to get it done. Qualifying was very good, and in the race we were able to match up against Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc. We were able to fight them all the way to the end, and we were able to get P2 for the race, so I'm very happy about that. Definitely after the last couple of races that they kind of just, stung at the end of it. So I'm very happy to get that result, and now we got a big weekend here in Brazil. And when I look at things that happened in between the race in Mexico and Brazil, there wasn't really all that much. We had a couple of upgrades. I think only one that really... Oh no, we had a couple that came onto the car. But one I had to choose and put on Enzo Fittipaldi's car. Other than that, there wasn't really much. I think we had one fail, but that's, that's a classic. That's a common occurrence. So, again, not much change in our car heading into this weekend, but again, I gotta say the line, we're getting better and better every single race. But this is the big thing for this race. Enzo Fittipaldi, who we are racing with in this episode, is Brazilian, and we have to do a special livery for him. I mean, we don't have to, but I decided to. It's kind of like what McLaren's was like with the Ayrton Senna Brazil look that they had a couple of years ago. So we're kind of going off of that here. I know it's not the best looking car. The colors do not really blend very well, but you know what? I'm like, why not? Let's do it. We have one other livery which we wear in the nighttime. Let's wear this one for Brazil. But the key thing this weekend with Enzo Fittipaldi is that his car and his engine is very beat up. As you see here, he has a lot of parts that are worn. Now, the problem with this is we can race with this, although we will be very bad. So what we're going to do this episode, which sucks considering it's his home race, is we're probably going to be taking some penalties here, which will most likely result us being at the back of the grid for the race, no matter what we do. So I'm going to make those changes, but yeah, it seems like we're going to be trying to go from last to first in this race, and it's not going to be looking very pretty. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, it is a sprint weekend, and we have to spin this wheel twice. One for the sprint, one for the Grand Prix. So this is a big episode here. So let's spin that wheel. Let's see what we get this time around. If rain starts, stay out one lap longer than optimal. Okay, that's just for the sprint, so that's not terrible. There is always a chance that it could rain in Brazil. That is a high chance of it happening. So that makes me nervous a bit. I'm glad it's not the Grand Prix, but I'll take it for the sprint. Okay, so we spun for the sprint. Let's see what we have to do in the Grand Prix. Big money here. It's a big race for us. Must use all 3 tire compounds. Oh, great. Okay, well, that's not great if we're starting from the back, because we now have to pit multiple times, more than once. Which apparently, as I'm told through my notes in this race, is you could do a one-stopper very easily. So yeah, 2-stopper. Oh, great, awesome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just to maybe speed up the process a bit of this video, I decided to do a little bit of a voiceover here for sprint qualifying. And as you can see, well, we did get some rain, but the good news is it's the only rain that we got all weekend long. A little bit of a foreshadow for you. But heading into this one, I was kind of nervous that it wasn't going to be fun at all, and I thought I was going to be out in SQ1, but in first lap here, we finished P8, just a few tenths down. Not too shabby. But on the second lap around, we had to go on the intermediates because everyone else did, or else we would have been out anyways. So we tried our hand again at this, and you'll see as I come across the line, up a second on my previous time, even though it doesn't really matter with the new tire. We finished 6th, so I'm thinking to myself, we might be able to make it to SQ3. However, on the intermediate tire, again on SQ2, on our second lap, we were positive on our delta time, But as you can see, we are sitting P13, and as we come across the line, that was not enough. So we end up in P12, but we have those penalties.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Piastri, Russell, Yuki Tsunoda and Sainz, Antonelli, Hamilton, Albon and Fernando Alonso, Ocon, Hulkenberg, Charles Leclerc and Stroll, Hadjar, Gasly, Dennis Hauger and Gabriel Bortoleto, Behrman, Colapinto, Lawson and Enzo Fittipaldi rounds off the grid. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
So I guess grid penalties do apply in the sprint. I must have either forgot about that or the game got that wrong. But we are off here in Brazil. So yeah, I don't know if this will also count towards the Grand Prix as well, but I'm guessing so. So we have to start at the back here for both the sprint and the Grand Prix. We're just going to try and do our best out here. Obviously, I think points are far out of the picture unless some crazy stuff happens. So we're just going to try to do our best here and get the job done. But we're going to try and make a move here around Franco Colapinto and maybe Ollie Behrman. He tried to cut me off on the inside. That did not work. So we move ahead up to P19 here, and we got our teammate Dennis Hauger. Look at us go here on our battery. So Dennis Hauger got back in front of us here, but we're going to go down the inside on him, and we're going to get the job done. He gave us a little bit of a hard time. I don't know what his problem is or if he's trying to fight for a seat on this team, but we got the job done. We will have DRS here down, I guess, the back. I don't even know what straight this is. Would you consider this a back straight or a front? It's not really a front straight. Whoa, I go way wide. That was bad. But we got the job done against our teammate. So we have DRS once again on Gabby Bortoleto, another hometown kid. He goes way wide. I will take him over. Look at us fly here around Brazil. My God. So we might have Hadjar here before we even get to the DRS line. He'll have it. Whoa, I have to go way to the outside. I'm going to battle him all the way down the straight. We'll get the job done there. I don't know why the game told me to come change my strategy. I'm not going to, because this is the sprint, for God's sakes. But we just gained another position up to P16 here now, but we might have to battle him back for it. Maybe not. Maybe I'm going to try and make a move here on Lance Stroll down the inside. Yes, we get the job done yet again. I'm saying that a lot this race. Oh, but we have trouble there around the first corner. We will have DRS, though, to get away from him, and battery, too. So we should be okay. So I've used my battery again. We're going to have DRS here with Pierre Gasly. Can I get the job done? I'm going to get around the outside. Well, we sure did. He's going to try and fight back, but we're going to try and cut him off as best as possible. We do. So we're now into P14. This has been a pretty good sprint race for us. But we now got to drive away from him, and we should be able to with our extra battery and DRS as well. So out of the S's, they come here on lap 12. It seems like it's going to be Max Verstappen coming away with the victory here in the sprint, beating the two McLarens. As now we will have a dogfight maybe here with Pierre Gasly all the way to the line. Hey, look, it's been a good sprint race. We've started last. We are going to finish P14. Pretty promising for the Grand Prix.
All right, race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Okay, so coming off a pretty decent result in the sprint. Obviously, no points on our end, but starting 22nd, finishing P14 it was. I'm very happy with that, and I'm very positive about this race. Now, qualifying for us, I mean, it does not necessarily matter. We know that we're most likely going to start last with the grid penalties still. But it's still a good opportunity to try some things out and not screw up like that. So let's see how this one goes. So here we go down the main straight to end this first lap. It was a pretty good one. I feel like I could use my battery a bit more in certain areas, but let's see where we end up here. 6. We didn't put up that bad of laps in SQ1, even on the wet. So that does not surprise me overall. We have a decent qualifying car when I'm driving it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our second lap here of Q2. As you can see, we ended up P9 after the first round of laps. An okay lap, I will say. Maybe a few mishaps here or there. If we can get into Q3, that's great. I don't think it means much at all, but we'll see what happens.
If we don't get into 10th or higher, we're not going to progress to the shootout.
We'll see what happens here. Antonelli, oh, dude, I don't think we got it. No. I don't think we got it. P13. Okay, not bad, but I think we're at the back. So, you know, say it ain't so.
Formula One returns to Interlagos once again with the stage set for what promises to be another classic Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel famously clinched his third championship here in 2012, and just 4 years later, Max Verstappen treated us to one of the finest wet weather drives of all time. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights, for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. Edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Piastri, Russell, Charles Leclerc, and Sainz. Hamilton, Albon, Antonelli, and Ollie Behrman. Fittipaldi, Lawson, Fernando Alonso, and Tsunoda. Stroll, Bortoletto, Nico Hülkenberg, and Esteban Ocon. Hadjar, Gasly, Halga, and Franco Colapinto rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. Well, we celebrated their first appearance on the grid. Let's look back now at what has been a really good first season for our new team.
Yeah, they've made it through the entire season in Formula One, Crofty. No mean feat at all. And they've learnt a lot this season. They can take that knowledge into next year to hopefully have an even better season.
Right, mate, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but I want you to treat it like any other race. Let's not make any unnecessary risks, please.
So I don't know what it is. I guess penalties only count in the first race that you do in this race weekend. We are in P10 now because we just moved our spot up. Hopefully we're able to hold on here going into the first corner. Don't bump Lewis Hamilton too hard. We are good. We are clean. Oh, we had a collision with Antonelli there. I don't know, but it doesn't matter. We got out fair and clean. Maybe we can get Lewis Hamilton here. He's on the hard tire. We got the faster tire going into this corner, and we're gonna go down the inside. We got the job done. So there we go. We are into P8, and we have 2 Williams here who also have, I guess, a good qualifying car. But man, oh man, what a great start to this race. Why is Carlos Sainz slow? Get that out of my way, man. Why are you so slow? What the hell was that? So we got the job done. We're into P7 already. Mind you, we still have to pit two more times in this race. So we might have a shot here on Alex Albon. He, like Carlos Sainz, have struggled here at the start of this race. He'll go down the inside. We'll go up the inside. It's going to be a drag race down to the first corner. We get the job done. So we are up into P6. Big lock up there by George Russell. So we're already going to be maybe on the back here of Charles Leclerc and George Russell. I might have a chance here now on Charles Leclerc. I have the faster tires. I got to use them to my advantage. And we're going to get the job done here. Oh, we banged tires. We banged tires last weekend in Mexico, but we get the time. We can do it there. Wowee. So we are making massive moves here at the start of the race. Big ups us. We need to do this because we have to get as high as possible so that we have no problems at the pit stops. So now, George Russell will not have DRS. We do. We have the battery. You know what? I might hold off here just for now. Maybe I'll be able to get him down the back, well, if you want to call it the back straight yet again. We're going to have this discussion once more. So maybe, just maybe, I might have him here. He will not have DRS. We will.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now.
Can we get him here? We'll go down the outside of him, and we will wedge him off. So we're into P4 now, but 3 whole seconds behind the McLarens and Max Verstappen.
Box now, please. Box this lap.
So we're coming into pit here on lap 12. We are able to hold our position in P4, although Russell and Leclerc did try and battle me just a little bit, but we were able to save our bacon. As we come flying on in, we go down to 80.
2 stops left in this strategy. 2 more stops planned.
We are going on to the soft tire here in lap 12. I think we're on those tires for about 10 laps, and then we're going on to the hard the rest of the way to complete the challenge. As long as we have no mess ups, our pit crew has been doing pretty good lately. Mexico, we nailed it, and we nailed it here. Are these used softs? No, brand new softs. So we are coming out now, and we might be actually, we're going to be ahead of Liam Lawson in 17th. So we have ourselves a pretty good result here coming out of the pit. So we have some open road, some a very good gap. So I'm very pleased with that. As long as nothing crazy happens,
okay,
we should be all right.
Your true position.
So we're on lap 16 here, and I think we have a yellow flag just kind of behind me in the essence. It's Pierre Gasly in the Alpine. I hope nothing crazy comes from this, because that could be costly for us here. It doesn't look like it. I think he's pulled off to the side, so we should be okay. But we've moved our way up into P13, and we might have Lewis Hamilton here on the ropes. We definitely do. People are coming into the pit. It's the medium tire runners of Carlos Sainz. It looked like, I don't know who the other person was. We got by Lewis Hamilton. So we have moved ourselves up into P10. So in the points position already before our second pit stop, and before everyone else has gone in as well, especially with 4 drivers ahead of us here that we should also be able to pass. So we are on for a very, very, very good race here. All right, it's time to come in again. That sounded terrible. We were able to hold off Oscar Piastri, who came in the pit a few laps ago. But you know what? This, when everyone else is doing a 1-stop and you are doing a 2-stop, it's up to you to try and, well, pass everyone to the end. We're supposed to be P15 when we come out. Hopefully we could maybe gain a few more spots than P15, but our team has to nail this, because for the love of God, they nailed the last one. What is going on with our pit crew, man? Where was this all season? We've nailed it again. And looks like, oh, can we hold on here? If we're able to hold on here, I don't want to be in this fight, but man, oh man. Can we hold on here and be... Okay, so there goes Yuki Tsunoda. So we are P11, so we could be very much so on for points here, which will be excellent for us if we're able to do it. So is Oliver Behrman going to be our first victim here to get back into P10? He sure is. So we'll be able to get that job done. Yuki Tsunoda's up next. We'll probably do it on the next straight here.
Good job.
And so we'll be back in a big time points position, but we got to work our way back up to P4. So here we go. He doesn't have DRS at all. This should be very, very easy and simple. Boom. All right. P9, 5 more spots to go to get back where we want to be. All right, so I've caught up to Alex Albon in P8. I just exceed track limits again. I literally just drove off the track, but we won't get him here. We'll probably get him down the next straight and then try and just get away in the S's and possibly get up to Kimi Antonelli and Fernando Alonso, I believe, who's in P6. So here we go. Alex Albon, see you later, just like we did off the starting line into P8. So we're doing very, very good. So now we got Antonelli and Alonso to catch up to. If there's a time to get Antonelli, it might be now, especially with our battery. He has DRS. We have DRS. I might have to do a big move here. Oh, can I get the double move? Oh, Alonso and I have a little wheel-to-wheel battle. Oh, he just holds on.
Nice work, mate.
Oh, and he holds me off perfectly. That's just veteranism there from him. My God, that was fantastic by Fernando Alonso, but we got the job done. from Kimi Antonelli. That was very, very tight, but we got it done. Oh boy. 7 more laps to go. This is stressful. So now heading down the main straight with DRS. Fernando Alonso has none of it. And he's going to take the outside. Fernando Alonso's been very, very, very messy today. I mean, did we have trouble with him earlier? I think we did. And then, you know, he's been giving us a little bit of grief the last 2 laps here. I'm not really enjoying that, whatever. But we got by him, so we're into P6. Although I hate to say it, ladies and gentlemen, P5 and P4 might be a bit of a long shot considering George Russell and Charles Leclerc are 13 seconds ahead of where I am right now. My goal is to just get away from Fernando Alonso so he doesn't give me grief the rest of the way, especially with his medium tires that are going to be cooked sooner rather than later. So that's kind of how I'm playing this right now. I will definitely take a P6 to the end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there was a time and place in this race where Lando Norris led, but that he got overtaken by Max Verstappen. And once again, the championship leader will win the Brazilian Grand Prix. I mean, and I think he barely lapped Dennis Hauger, but whatever. It's the 2 McLarens after that come in second and third, which I believe is Lando Norris, followed by Oscar Piastri. George Russell, Charles Leclerc will cross the line next, and then it will be us. Listen, I don't know why we didn't get a grid penalty at the start of this race. I mean, that's not my decision, that's the game, so I'll take it. But even though we could have probably had P4 in this race, even though we have to pit again, I will definitely take P6, and with the home Grand Prix for Enzo Fittipaldi.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
It's another victory and a champion's performance from Max Verstappen.
And that's 2 wins in a row now. It's the start of potentially something special, but they can't get ahead of themselves just yet. It's a long way to go.
From lights out to the checkered flag, each and every driver has this moment in the back of their mind. Now it's time for their celebrations. Our podium, it awaits. But there can only be one on the top step. Your number 1, Max Verstappen.
So, Max Verstappen wins once again. He double dips in Brazil, winning the sprint and the Grand Prix as well. A good weekend for the McLarens. We'll see in the standings in just a second. But McLaren is technically the best car now based on the research and development. So that's why they had such a good weekend. Ferrari, though, that's a big dip that they had. Charles Leclerc only getting 10 points all weekend. Lewis Hamilton only getting 3. So only a 13-point weekend for Ferrari. Not very good. McLaren, very, very strong. But nonetheless, for us, I mean, the challenges didn't, I mean, besides the Grand Prix, the challenges didn't really force a big problem for us or cause a big problem for us. The sprint one was very, very weak because it didn't really rain. And even in the Grand Prix, if that was for the Grand Prix, again, it would not even matter. I know we had to do an extra stop based on the challenge. But I'm very happy with P6. I think getting 8 points was still very, very good. I wish we could have gotten P4, but you know, I think we should go away with this weekend being happy. And to be honest, even if we only made 1 stop, I think our tires would have been dead no matter what because of the way I drove. And I got very trigger happy in the end. So I missed the standings whole bit. I accidentally pressed A once again, and it advanced me to the menu. But this is the standings, and I guess we're gonna double dip drivers and constructors all together here. Looking at it, Max Verstappen, you know, with that lead, very much so. I think it could be done. I think it can be done. I don't know the exact math perfectly, but I'll probably have it in the next episode for you. So Max Verstappen once again controlling it. Lando Norris, though, that was a big weekend for him, so he's able to kind of push himself away from Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, who are both tied on 298 apiece. When we look at the constructors, it is not over yet, folks. It really is not. McLaren with that big weekend. And if McLaren's able to put together a couple good weekends, they could have a shot here over Ferrari once again, which would be an absolute catastrophe for them. Now only being down by 15 points. I mean, hey, that's less than a race, and we got 2 full races and a sprint to go, or 3 full races and a sprint to go, so it's definitely not over yet. For Enzo Fittipaldi and for us, I mean, more points for us to move away from Aston Martin, so I will definitely take that. But yeah, overall, just a good weekend. So that's going to do it for today's video, everyone. I mean, like I said, I will take P6. I will take 8 points away from this weekend and be very happy about it. I knew from the sprint that we were going to have a good weekend considering all those places I made up in the sprint. So we were able to make that work in the Grand Prix as well, so I was very happy about that. I will definitely take a P6 away from this one and move on to Las Vegas, which could be a very interesting race, especially for the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. So that's going to do it for today's video, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please make sure to leave a like on the video if you have not yet, and subscribe to the Zuck TV YouTube channel. Also, make sure to ring that bell to be notified of when I post the next Wheel of Chaos Career Mode video. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys all in Vegas. Peace.